Characteristics of ecosystems. Ecology is basically the study of the interactions of plants and animals and their interrelationships with the physical environment. That means how they work together or how they relate to each other. The basic concept of ecology is that no one organism can be studied by itself, but it can only be studied in relation to other organisms and the environment, how they work together, how they relate to other things living in the same place. The biosphere is what we consider the portion of Earth where all living things exist. It includes oceans, land areas, soil, and the lower part of the atmosphere. It also includes all of the ecosystems of the Earth, all the different climates, all the different weather environments that there are. There are lots of different levels of organization in ecosystems. The first and most simple is considered a species or an individual. This is considered a group of organisms so similar that they can breed and produce offspring. So an example of that would be one specific type of bug or one specific type of deer, only one specific type of living thing. The next level that we would be discussing is populations, and this is a group of the same species that live in that area. So an example of this would be multiple deer living in one area. The third level of organization is a community, and this is all of the living things that live in the same area. So now we're taking into account deer and plants and bugs and any other type of living thing that lives there. The fourth and most important that we're going to be talking about for our unit is an ecosystem. And this is considered all of the living and non-living parts of an environment. Non-living parts being the weather, the climate, the soil, the water that's available there, and all of those things have a big impact on the living parts of the environment. There is a fifth, and it's considered a biome, and those are specific ecosystems that have the same weather and climate factors. And then we come to the biosphere again. Again, individuals, they can be categorized by their niche, and a niche is considered all the physical and biological conditions where an organism lives and the way the organism uses those conditions. So essentially we're talking about all the living things, all the non-living things that are a part of its environment and how it goes about using them. Again, a population, members of a species living in a given area. So here's an example, a group of deer living in the same area, or a population of gray squirrels living in a very specific forest. A community, again, all the plant and animal populations of a given area, so all of the different types of living things. And finally, ecosystems. Again, we're talking how those living and non-living things interact together. And here are some examples of ecosystems. A forest or wilderness area uninhabited by humans, meaning humans have not been there. That is an example of a natural ecosystem. A second, a farm community that produces all the food that it needs and makes all the other things it needs from material found within the community, is an example of an ecosystem involving humans. And number three, a balanced aquarium is an artificial model of an ecosystem.